Howdy gamers, old gamer guy here. I'm primarily a console gamer, but I have been playing PC games off and on for a long time, including playing the original Doom way back in the day. So I was compelled to buy this. I like it already.
Bishop Creed. We need him.
That character looks and sounds a lot like Mia Jovovich, but I don't think that's her. But never mind that. As you can see, there seems to be a lot of sci-fi going on here, despite the Dark Ages title. That's right. They launched the Slayer like a damn torpedo, and wow, this looks cool. Oh, I'm back, baby. But if you played any Doom game in the past, you will immediately notice this major change. You have a shield right away, and you can block stuff, and you can do kind of a long distance shield bash, actually. There is a bit of a timer on it. You can kind of tell how fast it pops back up again right here. I'm sort of experimenting against this guy here. If you played the two previous Doom titles, then you probably know what this purple circle means. You love to see it. It means they're dazed and you can execute them, which is always a good time. I sort of missed the scripted animations of those executions at first, but they did show up later in the game.
The Slayer is dangerous. Keep your distance.
The humans are using the Slayer as a weapon, but they definitely do not trust him.
Weapon drop incoming in 3, 2, 1.
They will, however, give him new weaponry at a pretty good rate. You're going to see some new weapons. This is my first hour of gameplay, by the way. I'm not sure if I even mentioned that, but surely you saw the title. You're intelligent people. But here is the, what is this? The Power Glove? No, the Power Gauntlet. Don't sue me, Nintendo. Don't sue them, Nintendo. They're doing the good work right here with this game. But this thing gives you a powerful melee attack, and it stores up 3 charges. It will recharge slowly, or you can pick up these red icons on the ground. Ah, yes, the tried and true method of trapping you in an area until you kill all the enemies, and then you can go. But never mind that. The people in the city thought, what the hell? How did they get by our defenses? And then they realized these people were traitors.
He's at ground zero. He located.
Pedro Pascal cannot catch a break, clearly, but never mind that. We found a blue key, so we can venture through this doorway into another area. And here you can get an idea of the larger areas in this game. So far we've been playing in smaller areas, the sort of areas you might expect from a Doom game. But here you can get an idea that you have larger areas to explore here with, of course, a lot of combat. I'm editing out some of these early battles, and I'll show you more of a larger battle later. But never mind that. We're about to get a new weapon. This is the Shredder. And all of these weapons have upgrades. I'll show you those upgrade screens at the end of the video. But never mind that. We're about to get some more combat. And this rail spike Shredder is definitely much faster at taking down the larger enemies than the shotgun. But enjoy. I am playing this on a PS5 Pro, but I have not noticed in the options any kind of a choice like quality mode or performance mode. So I don't know exactly what kind of gains I'm getting by playing on the Pro here, but I will say that this game seems to be running incredibly smoothly. I am much farther into the game, and I've gotten into some much bigger battles at this point, and I have not detected any frame rate problems at all on the Pro. But never mind that. Here's a little more combat. Another instance where we are trapped until we eliminate all the enemies. This thing is basically an extra life, so you don't have to go back to your previous checkpoint. But here you can see I'm using a purple key and getting another life sigil. And here are some frightened humans. Yeah, I've been wearing this armor for as long as I can remember, so you people should probably not get anywhere near me. But never mind that. Here's some more nice looking combat. The graphics are nice. My gameplay is mediocre, but never mind that. There you can see the parry mechanic. All of the green energy bolts can theoretically be parried. I'm not very good at parrying the faster ones, but I do try to capitalize on the slower ones. I think all the orange energy bolts can be blocked without consequence, but I sort of instinctively avoid them instead of trying to block them. I am getting a little bit better at that later in the game, but yeah, once again, don't focus too much on my crappy gameplay. I guess I should mention that I have the motion blur and the chromatic aberration turned off in the options, and I also adjusted the field of view a little bit. There are a lot of options to mess around with. I'll probably make more videos of this, to be honest, so maybe I'll make a video with all the effects turned on. We're getting toward the end of the first level, and these levels are massive. This is the first boss battle here. This was my first death, and I could show you that, but instead I'm just going to show you the successful version of the battle. This reminded me of the Helm's Deep sequence in the Two Towers, because you have these guys rushing you with explosives on their backs. And then you have some other cannon fodder, and then you have that big guy in the background approaching, and eventually I'll have to deal with him. You can see those green meters are charging up when I'm doing damage, and when it's full, I can fire this bolt, and that is the key to the battle. The first time when I died, I was just focusing on the big guy in the background, and I wasn't really looking at these people right in front of me, so they did a lot of damage. I'm playing on the Hurt Me Plenty difficulty, which I think they consider to be normal. There are a number of difficulty levels, so I thought I should mention that. But never mind that. Like I said earlier, the Doomslayer is not exactly the trusted friend of the humans, but even the king here is not aware of the leash that is on the Doomslayer.
They lied to us. And now he has a leash.
Unfortunately, the enemy has also noticed this apparent division between the humans and their allies.
Our enemy is divided. The time is now. We should focus on breaking the humans first. Then resume our search.
I honestly don't even remember the stories from the previous two Dooms. So far, I would say I'm more interested in this story than whatever story was told there, but never mind that. As you can see, I reached the end of the level, and you can see all the various items I could have collected, and you can see that I did a piss poor job. I'm only 32% complete. So I will definitely go back and replay that eventually, but right now let's move on to the second level. You can see how fast the loading screen was, and we are heading to another planet.
Launch the Slayer immediately.
There are some indications early on that the Doomslayer is developing a resistance to his tether, but at this point he is still kind of at the whim of his handlers, and they shoot him down. They launch him into another battle, but the good news is almost immediately we get another weapon, the shield saw, and this thing has multiple purposes. You can use it to throw switches, and you can use it to be kind of a thing that lets you bridge a gap, and of course you can use it as a weapon. And when you throw it, it can stick in the enemies and act like a saw. It can cut some of them in half, as you can see, but the larger ones it will stick. And then later on, when you start upgrading your weapons, you can get different effects to trigger while the enemies are being sawed like that. Different enemies are, of course, vulnerable to different types of attacks. You see several different versions of this shield enemy, I think. Right there you can see I'm doing damage to heat up the shield, and then I'm destroying it with my shield saw. There you can see the climbing mechanic, very similar from the other two games, but never mind that. Here is another new enemy. The game is trying to get me to parry a melee strike here to make that little tutorial window go away, but as previously mentioned, I'm not very good at parrying the faster green attacks just yet. I did get better later in the game, but right here I'm just doing my normal run and gun routine. right at the very end of my first hour, I got to the upgrade screens. I was collecting some gold right there, and here we have an upgrade shrine, Sentinel Shrine, and you can upgrade your melee weapon, you can upgrade your shield, you can upgrade your guns. They all have multiple upgrades. All of it costs, well, not all of it costs gold, actually. There are different currencies, but I'm only going to spend gold right here. I'm just flipping through these options very quickly, but you can kind of pause the video and take a look at what some of these things are. But man, I am really, really enjoying this. I played those original Dooms, Doom 1 and Doom 2, like religiously. I downloaded level editors and made my own levels. I was addicted to that for a long while. And then I bought the PlayStation 1 version. Actually, I bought the Super Nintendo version, which was terrible. And then I saw the PlayStation 1 version in Best Buy, and that's when I knew that I had to buy a PlayStation 1, and the rest is history. Usually these games have multiplayer. This one does not. No co-op, no competitive. More campaign DLC is coming, but I have no idea when. But yeah, thumbs up. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Not sure what's next on the channel, but for now, thanks very much for watching.